to the Armoury. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Hope you are doing well. Hope you're having a good day. Right, so we're here to talk about the nominations. The nominations have come out today for Manager of the Season, Player of the Season, and Young Player of the Season. It's a good one for Arsenal. We have nominations in each of the categories. The nominations are up. They are votable right now. So let's get into the Manager of the Season awards. These are the 6 nominees. We've got, starting from the bottom, Marco Silva. Then we've got Eddie Howe, Pep Guardiola, Unai Emery, De Zerbi, and Arteta. Right. So these are the records that we've got. So Marco Silva this season, obviously they promoted from last season. A lot of favourites to go down for a lot of people. Not everyone, including Moss. Moss was very adamant that they would not go down. Marco Silva this season has managed to get 15 wins, 6 draws, 15 defeats, scored 52 goals, let in 49. Let's move on to Eddie Howe, having an outstanding season, currently in 3rd. Played 35, won 18, drawn 12, lost 5, scored 63 goals, let in 31, and obviously having a very good season from last season. Did spend a bit, but they haven't gone crazy considering who their owners are. We'll move on to Pep Guardiola. Guardiola, obviously, Man City, don't need really say much about their season. They're currently in 1st. They're going to win the league. Probably most likely going to win the Champions League. And they're in the final of the FA Cup. He has played 35 games, won 27, drawn 4, lost 4, scored 92 goals, let in 31. We'll move on to Unai Emery. Unai Emery obviously came in, I wouldn't say mid-season, but he came in a little bit late. Under him personally, he's played 23, won 14 of them, drawn 3, lost only 6, scored 37 goals, let in 24. They are obviously pushing for Europe, so they're doing very well considering what happened last season and what happened at the beginning of the season as well. Saying that, we'll move on to Roberto De Zerbi. Again, came in late. He so far has played 28 games, won 13, drawn 6, lost 9, scored 55 goals, let in 40. Again, another team pushing for Europe. Could possibly take Europa League place right now. Currently playing Newcastle as well. That is on FTSN with Colm, who's doing the watch along. And then we'll move on to our own manager, Mikel Arteta. Played 36, won 25, drawn 6, lost 5, scored 83 goals, let in 42. From last season, most people just wanted us to qualify for Champions League, weren't expecting a push for the title, that's for certain. So big up to Mikel Arteta for doing that. Let's move on to the player of the season. Now, this is the player, not the young player. So the nominations are as follows. We've got Kieran Trippier. We'll start at the bottom. The right back has had a brilliant influence on Newcastle this season. Great defender, but also very good at assists. He has played 35 himself, won 18, drawn 12, lost 5, got 1 goal, 6 assists, and got 13 clean sheets whilst he's played. We'll move on to Saka. Saka is down there as well. He has played 36 games this season, won 25, drawn 6, lost 5. He's got 13 goals and 11 assists. In the last few weeks, he has kind of, don't want to say he's having a bad part of his season, but he's not as influential as he has been. To be honest, tiredness I would suggest. We'll move on to Marcus Rashford of Man United. He has played 33 games. Under him, they have won 18, drawn 6, lost 9. He's got 16 goals, 5 assists. A lot saying this is his best Premier League campaign. He's had definitely moments where he probably would like to forget, but then he's had extremely amazing moments where he's like, wow, this guy is back on form, deserves all the plaudits he was getting. But yeah, he seems to like have a really good spell and then kind of fades away again. We'll move on to Martin Odegaard, Arsenal's captain. He has played 35, 124, drawn 6, lost 5. He has got 15 goals, 7 assists. Now, we are going to get into like our own player of the seasons for Arsenal. This guy has got to be up there. He has been phenomenal this season. A lot of people saying he hasn't turned up in big games. He's turned up in the games that he really needs to. Everyone has blips, and that's absolutely fine. That's unfortunately normal in football world. So yeah, but he's had a blinding season, absolutely brilliant. Still a bargain for only 30 million. We'll move on to Harry Kane, our team down the road. They have actually got a nomination, and it is Harry Kane. I probably could have put money on this, him being nominated. That they're all saying that he's had a great season, if you say so. He's played 36 games, won 17, drawn 6, lost 13, goals 27, 3 assists. Yes, he's scored a lot, but how many of those goals should have stood? Like the penalties he's been awarded and stuff. What happens to him this summer? Only knows. You know, it's a strange one with Harry Kane. If he's happy being there, then bully for him. But as a player, if I ever got to that standard, I would be wanting to compete for titles and trophies and all the accolades that come with being a footballer. It's not all about the money. It's not about just feeling at home. You kind of want to compete for some trophy wear as well. And Harry Kane is still yet to do that. Obviously, there is some funny things regarding teams he's been out on loan, where he could have won titles and trophies, but it is what it is. Let's go on to the robot, Erling Haaland. A lot of people were mixed about this guy when he came from Dortmund. I did think he'd do well. I didn't think he'd do this well. Being a Dortmund fan, they're on my German team. I think he's done exceptionally well in this Man City lineup. But then I would have thought any striker would do of his pedigree. Like if Harry Kane went there, would have scored many goals as well at City. But under him, they have played 33, 125, drawn 4, lost 4. He has himself got 36 goals, 7 assists. Obviously, he is breaking all sorts of records. Outstanding, and he does. The term robot isn't to say, he's got no emotions or anything like that. He's a very emotional guy, but he's just unplayable. You just really can't play against him. Rob Holding definitely gave it a good attempt, but yeah, absolutely phenomenal. We'll move on to the last player, which is Kevin De Bruyne. He is 2 previous times winners of this award anyway. He has played 30 games this season, 122, drawn 4, lost 4. He's got 7 goals, but 16 assists. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. He is coming to the end of his career soon, which a lot of people will be happy about. There is no one like Kevin De Bruyne. There is no one. Absolutely nobody like Kevin De Bruyne. He is absolutely phenomenal. Deserves the nomination, in my opinion. But yeah, it's incredible, absolutely incredible what he's done this season. His link up with Haaland, obviously absolutely important for City and the way that they've played. So big up to Haaland. And now we're going to move on to the young player of the season nominations. There is a strange few ones, but the age limit is the reason why there's some strange ones here. We're going to move on to, we're going to go back to Saka. So we're going to very quickly cover Saka due to the fact we just talked about him in the previous nomination. But again, totally deserved. He's only 21, so absolutely deserves this. Martin Odegaard again is there. He's probably just pushing this bit. He won't be in the next one, next season's as in young player, but he is still young. He's only 24, so But we'll move on to Gabriel Martinelli. He's my favourite. He's what I call a dirty winger. Absolutely don't know what he's going to do. Sadly, we won't see him for the rest of the season now. He is going to be injured. But yeah, we're looking forward to seeing him again next season. He has played 36 games himself, 125, drawn 6, lost 5. He's got 15 goals himself and 5 assists. Absolutely fantastic. Incredible season. He's looked so dangerous. There's been certain games where I feel he could have scored. He does need to add that to his game a little bit more, but he's definitely getting there. And I'm pretty sure he's only like 21. So brilliant season from Martinelli. We'll move on to Alexis McAllister, who's just turned 24 in December. He's played 31, 115, drawn 7, lost 9. He's got 10 goals himself, 1 assist. Obviously, for him, this season at Brighton is going to be unforgettable. But there's something that happened back in December. The fact that he might have won the World Cup. That little tiny detail might have been the pinnacle of his season. But the chances are he'll be moving on in the summer, most likely to Liverpool. Absolutely phenomenal player. Absolutely fantastic. Good luck to him for his next move, because I'm sure he'll be moving on in the summer. But yeah, once again, absolutely deserves his rewards. We'll move on to Alexander Isak, the 23-year-old Swedish forward. He has played 19 games for Newcastle, won 9, drawn 5, lost 5. Goals 10, 1 assist. Obviously, as a player that Arsenal were linked with, we weren't willing to pay the release clause. I think that was a mistake, if I'm being honest. The reason I'm saying that is because he already played with Odegaard. They had a very good season together. So they knew each other. They knew how to play with each other. So it's a bit of a mistake on our half, if I'm honest. But good luck to him at Newcastle. He's having a great season and, truly deserves the nomination once again. We've already covered the robot, Erling Haaland. We'll go on to Moses Caicedo, the 21-year-old Ecuadorian. If you just looked at the game against Arsenal on Saturday, you'll see, Sunday, you'll see clearly his talent. He is absolutely incredible. He can play defence, play midfield. He's all over the park. He is very, very, very good midfielder. You can see why Arsenal are linked with him. I personally think it's essential that we get him. I know James, it's essential for him to get both Rice and Caicedo. I totally agree. But he has been absolutely brilliant this season. I hope we go out and get him. But I'm sure he'll move on this summer. No matter where he goes, he'll do very, very well. And we'll cover the last player, which is Sven Botman, 23-year-old, signed in the summer. Been absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. I knew he was a very good defender. But when you watch League One, or League Un, I should say, you kind of go, okay, can he do it in the Premier League? And there are certain players that you think, no. There's definitely a couple I can think of that have done that, come from League Un and come to the Premier League and absolutely flopped. But I did feel that Botman was something different due to his stature, his physicality. He was going to be a problem. and very well good signing by Newcastle, very well scouted. They would definitely did not give up on trying to sign him. Took him ages to sign him eventually, but absolutely fantastic season. Just incredible, absolutely incredible. Well done to Sven Botman. Well done to everyone that's been nominated. Also, for Arsenal news, because this is an Arsenal news show, Aaron Ramsdale has officially signed his contract. You will see the announcement video, whatever you call it, out on the Arsenal Twitter feed. So big up to Aaron Ramsdale. But yeah, that's it for the Arsenal news. It was a very quick one to talk about the nominations. So big up to everybody. I will be back tomorrow at 7 for the preview of the Forest Arsenal game with the Armoury guys. But for now, take care. Bye-bye.